Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back and it is time for another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot versus bot cast. We have got ourselves a TVZ, a bot versus bot match is the real story here. And I'm excited to say that we've got two new bots that I've never seen before. They might not actually be new, but they're new to me. And so in the top left, we have got the Terran bot, 27Turtles. What exactly that means, I do not know. And in the bottom right, we have got Sajuuk. I realized as soon as I clicked on this replay, I didn't really check the bots' names, and it's like, pick a harder bot name for me to pronounce. I even Googled it.
Sajuuk.
Sajuuk. So that's what we're going with for this cast. Yeah, we're on the map Moondance, which is a map that I haven't seen too much of. It's been around a while now, though, with its hidden pocket third base. So it's not actually like a new map, but this is the first bot game I've cast on this map, as far as I know. Would be interesting to see if someone programmed a bot to use this pocket third base, maybe as a strategy, but I'm not sure how likely that is going to be, but anyway, we've got an SCV Scout from 27Turtles. Sajuuk just got a drone on it, and it really is impressive how detailed the bot scouting has got these days. Like, you think that that a bot scouting wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's like, yeah, whatever, it sends out an SCV. It's like, that's actually a lot of work. And in the past, that wasn't something that was commonplace, per se, because it took a lot of programming, but these bots are just oh so detailed right now. And as far as this game goes, we have got a one base expand going from 27Turtles, so going into a second gas after that expansion. Yeah, the expansion started and then right into a second gas, which is an interesting play, seeing as how Sajuuk, or 27T, is having to cut SDVs here, and it's actually got a bit of a glitch there. An SCV just hugging that command center. I wonder if there's going to be behavior to correct that, or if this is something that's just like one-off, or if that'll maybe combine into something worse later down the road. For now, it's just one SCV, but if all the SCVs start doing that, that could be a problem. Now, let's take a look here. The Reaper is microing around for 27Turtles. Sajuuk's got Lings chasing it down. There has been 6 Lings made. I believe 4 actually have gone down, so that's actually a lot of value there. If you go by the standards of a regular StarCraft 2 match, a Reaper getting more than, say, 1 or 2 Ling kills is a big deal. A Reaper forcing a Ling more than 6 Lings is a big deal. Now, that does get picked off, which is relief, if an AI could feel relief for Sajuuk. Now, let's just go ahead and see how this game's going to develop. We've got a Rotorn and a Lair on the way for Sajuuk. One of the things that I love about these bot games so much these days is that there's all these different bots, and you actually have no idea what they're going to go for. Oh, this is interesting. Sajuuk has now got, or 27Turtles, has now got 2 SCVs, one on each base. Just hugging that command center. So if it builds a third command center, we're gonna have to keep an eye out and see if that bug has got something to do with the expansion, or if it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll try not to get too distracted and focus on that one little thing, but that's part of the thing with these bots doing such a good job of basically just the fundamentals of StarCraft 2. It allows you to focus and sort of nitpick on little things and be like, why does that happen? How did this bug get produced? That sort of thing. Now, as far as this game goes on, we have got production from both players, from both bots going on. Now, Sajuuk's looking a little bit more sharp here, I'll say, because it's going for Tunneling Claws and Roach Burrow, getting missile attacks. No Roach Speed just yet, but presumably that will be next. But so we'll see if that's going to be the case, whether it's going to be a big Roach attack. All the while, we have got a Banshee and Banshee Cloak on the way for 27 Turtles. Meanwhile, Marines and Siege Tanks being produced, but they're not really in a defensive position, which is a little bit concerning. 27 Turtles is very much saying, okay, I got a bunker. That'll probably keep me safe from any small aggression, but if a big attack happens, 27 Turtles does not seem to have the behavior for that. Now we got a third command center on the way. So really just got to defend that natural. Then the bot gets to make use of that base. A scan goes down. Interesting behavior there from 27 Turtles to burn the resources to go for a scan. It's like, is that really worth it? Should you just try and send in an SCV or a Marine or something like that? So the choice to go for a scan is an interesting one. That's going to raise the question, did the bot author who made his bot use a scan, did he make it say just go for a scan and say the 5-minute 30-second mark, or is there more depth to that? We shall see. Now in comes an attack from Sajuuk. We'll see if 27 Turtles is going to reposition its army in time for that. Supply depot is being dropped down. The army just chilling here for now. Actually, 27 Turtles is going to be potentially moving out. The 2 Banshees are going to move out for starters. Now, there's these Roaches which are going for an attack, but the Marines and the tanks with the bunker should be more than fine. A scan goes down. I'm not sure if there was a burrow attempt there that prompted that scan. Yeah, but anyway, now we see a burrow going down. A Raven's already on the way by 27 Turtles. That's going to be very pivotal when it comes to defending against these Roaches. These Roaches burrowing, running away. Lots of scans are being forced out, which is actually huge for 27 Turtles, and or for Sajuuk, pardon me, and for 27 Turtles, not in a good way. Cloak's going to be used now, though, so the unattackable units are actually going to be on both sides of this game. The Roaches burrow, unburrow for Sajuuk. Lots of scans being burned out. Oh, so many scans. Now, these tanks are a little bit vulnerable. The Roaches notably lack Roach speed, but that's not going to stop them just from breaking through here. The 2 Banshees are going to be able to keep working away on these Roaches. Oh, cool behavior, though, from Sajuuk. Actually going to unburrow, execute that tank, and then just head on their way now towards the natural. There's a Raven, there's a tank, so 27 Turtles should be fine in this position. The Banshee's still moving around. Take a look at these bots' APM. It's currently 8,000 to 12,000. Not that APM is anyway indicative of skill. Anti-armor missile actually used on the Roaches. Very good choice there, seeing as how Roaches are one of the units in the game with the higher base armor. That bunker stays alive. The tanks do their work, along with the Raven there. And now we've got 2 bots, both on 3 bases. Sajuuk just going to keep producing Roaches, it looks like here. All the while we've got 27 Turtles getting up extra factories. So now we're seeing Stimpack start. That's very delayed, but then 3 factories for 3 barracks, so kind of a biomech composition potentially coming. And we do have an SCV actually staying here, hugging that base. So 1 SCV hugs each base. Each base gets a little bit of love. Now, these Banshees working away on this hatchery, interestingly enough. No Queens responding to that. So Sajuuk just going to be going for another attack here. It looks like lots and lots of Roaches are on the way. But with all these tanks and Ravens, as long as these tanks aren't caught on siege, I think 27 Turtles should be just fine. All those Marines did go down, which are an important buffer, but this is 3 tanks these Roaches are diving into. They may get most of the tanks here, but it's definitely going to cost a lot of Roach lives. There's now a Liberator in the sky, no answer to that, as we haven't seen a Ravager produced, so there's a good possibility there's no counter behavior to air units as this 1 Queen waddled over, but there's really no programmed response for dealing with air harass, it looks like, from Sajuuk. This Queen, I think it was just the base AI in the game that responded to that, seeing as how that hatch was under attack and the Queen was just staying there. This Roach attack continuing on. Now the bunker's standing strong. We see an engineering bay under attack. That's being repaired. Liberator shooting the Roaches as they run on in. But there's actually not too much here for 27 Turtles. 80 SCVs are on the field, so there's a great economy for the Terran AI behind this, if it can stay alive. The 2 tanks are now out, so looks like that should be enough to survive here. Roach is just continuously rallying in, but we're seeing a little bit of lack of depth here from Sajuuk. A great AI so far, or a great bot, pardon me. I need to start calling them bots. That's really what they are. But we see, yeah, there is a little bit of a lack of depth, although the fundamentals are very good for the most part. Macroing up, making lots of Roaches. Kind of good creep spread as well. Kind of very efficient way to program a bot. If you program a bot that's really good at one thing, and in this case looks like a roach attack from Sajuuk, it just happens that 27Turtles is making lots of siege tanks, and these roaches do not stand a chance. So this is looking a little bit rough here for our Zerg AI. No more expansions going down. We'll have to see if there's a behavior that triggers that expansion, or potentially transition, although I don't think that's too likely. Just roaches going to be rallying on in. How many roaches is there out? 18. That's not going to be enough. If the last attack fails, you probably don't want to go in a very similar fashion. So this is just a massacre. This Liberator, the tanks, destroying Sajuuk, and I think we've seen the bot that comes out ahead as far as these two goes. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get too much further into this game, let's go for a like on this video. I was gonna say per roach that died, but 104 roaches have died so far this game, so I'm not sure that we're gonna hit that. Let's give it a whirl though. Make sure to comment more bots in the comments down below. I try and do these videos whenever I have any amount of time, and yeah. Let's just see if Sajuuk's going to be able to pull it back. We're seeing a double expansion, which is good to see. I'm wondering again if that's a trigger of these bases running out, or if that's just a bot deciding to expand. We got 4 queens on the way as well, which is interesting. Is that a choice to go for anti-air? But this hatch is under attack. These marines stimming without any medivac support, but there's so little units here for Sajuuk. There's a couple of roaches on the front, but it's just been bleeding out into these tanks non-stop. Roach burrow. Not exactly a solid strat when there's a Raven out, although the Raven did die. I believe that's the second Raven? No, just the one Raven that died for 27Turtles. This hatchery does get picked off, however. Yeah, I'm not sure what Sajuuk can do to really come back here. The tanks for 27Turtles are pretty darn good. Interesting bio behavior here. These boys just stimming, hanging out, getting there as quick as possible. You gotta love bots. Just the behavior that happens. Oh, they're stimming. Okay, now, a couple of command centers on the way for 27Turtles. Lots of expansions going down, although most of the map is mainly covered in creep at this point by Sajuuk. That expansion's not going to happen on that goop. With the Starcraft patch that's potentially upcoming, some bot authors may need to edit their bots. As far as just general behavior goes, one thing that comes to mind is creep spread with the rates changed for that. That can actually potentially mess with some Starcraft 2 bots and break them in the patch. This bio going to be engaged by these roaches. They're very overstimmed, so the bio is not really a problem here for Sajuuk, but then all these tanks coming, oh gosh, it's going to be a roach massacre. Oh, don't clump up in the pass. Oh, they're all getting massacred. An anti-armor missile from the Raven. Insult to injury. I think we've got our victor for this game, ladies and gentlemen. It, as the Zerg's creep spread goes nuts as this attack is happening. Make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Yeah, there's just, it's one of those things with bot games, like, a bot doesn't realize it's behind. It's just going to keep on trying the same thing. And that clearly does not work against the 20 siege tanks of 27Turtles. But yeah, I'd love to see both these bots play again. They seem like two very strong, very strong bots. And yeah, go in the Discord if you haven't. Send me any replays if you want them cast of Starcraft AI. Let me know any cool bots you maybe have seen elsewhere, and I'll check them out. Yeah, subscribe, leave that like button. Let's just go to the end of this game. I do definitely enjoy casting these Starcraft replays, even though I've been pretty darn busy at the minute, working 6 days a week for the most part, spending my other time with loved ones and that sort of thing. So there's always time for some video games here. Every now and then, though. Lots of scans going down. That behavior is still very interesting. An interview with some bot authors would be really cool to see one day. Sort of get explanations on it. What's the best approach? That sort of thing. Why did you choose this tactic? A lot of it is probably just what you'd expect, but then there's probably some little nuances we could pick up. Scans going down for days. Alright. what's left? 272 creep tumors and an extractor. And soon it shall be just 270 creep tumors. GG, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen.